Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Rabbit Hole with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie. Uh, just straight off the bat, Mr. Donnie, I don't think that Avatar thing's going to work out. We got to read up more about it, or it's still in its beta infancy. So the way they
Yeah,
describe it is you should have a full figure, and when you move, it's supposed to move, and things like that. So,
right.
anyways, I'd like to welcome everybody to a special edition of the Rabbit Hole. Again, with yours truly, Mr. Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie. It's been a long time, at least 6 weeks since the rabbit hole has been down due to my unfortunate back surgery and all of that fun stuff like that. So, we like to thank everyone who's tuning into the show. And that's it. And let's see here. The rabbit hole will be the rabbit hole will be every Thursday night starting after this week, every Thursday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we're looking forward to having new hosts, new guests, all of that fun stuff like that. So, if you feel the need, you can comment into the comment section on any platform that you're watching the rabbit hole on, or you could give us a call here at 508-812-0318. Again, comment or give us a call. You got any questions? You want to talk to the panel? And ready, set, go. You're up, D.
Hey Donnie,
What's up?
how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Glad to be back.
Yeah,
Thanks
me too,
everybody
man.
that's on with us right now. Appreciate it. It's good to be back.
Yes,
Yeah, we'll talk some junk and have some fun, man.
of course, man. That's what the show's all about, man. Just wanted to bring up, put it right in the fire, man. Let's talk about fuel prices, man. I know me and you go both, we go both different ways, man.
Yeah.
And I I I just want to present my case right now, and yeah, I know you don't have to chime in. You'll wait for your duty turn, you
Yeah.
being
Uh-huh.
squared away.
All right. Well,
But
hurry up, prosecution, because
yes, sir.
defense
Hey,
is answered.
so everybody knows Joe Biden's got this attraction to the environmental, and let's back up to the Obama administration with the environmental. What was the name of that group that Obama gave so much in California, and they were supposed to revolutionize what we have now? They were supposed to do back in the day, and it was a total failure. And I'm talking billions of dollars went to this company.
Safari message. Hold on. Keep going.
Was it a Enron? No.
No, they were an oil company. Enron was an oil company.
Yeah, but no. This was
This
an
wasn't the windmill technologies.
yeah, but it was a Solar Star. I can't remember the name, but if and I was trying to Google it while we were having a little problems with our new restream video. Pretty cool, Blaze. I like it, man. Um, shit, man. I just couldn't find the name of
Hold
that company,
on.
and it was on the news every freaking day during his tenure.
Demas, I got you. It's Solindra.
Yes,
Received a
Solyndra.
535 million U.S. Department of Energy loan guarantee, the first recipient of a loan guarantee under President Barack Obama's economic stimulus program, the
They
American
did
Recovery
you
and
did you
Reinvestment
read
Act
that
of 2010.
correctly? Did you read that correctly?
Yes, I read it correctly. And the last sentence on here says the loan program took a $528 million loss from Solyndra.
I told you so many times on this show, Donnie. When you see Barack Obama's name, you put a president before that, and don't forget his middle name. You're brought up
Whatever,
better than that.
whatever. Get going on with your gas tax BS right now.
No, but look at all the money that was focused to then, and no money was given to the oil industry, and we survived good then. So what we're having here now with the Biden administration is the double effect of Obama's failed environmental policy, trying to get it here. This is because if they don't get it this time, they're never going to get it. Because it's going to be the political tide is changing across the country. It really is, and we can discuss that later, especially lately with the
We
Hispanic.
ain't discuss it later. So, I mean, how are you trying to justify every American getting plowed in the ass by this? How are you trying to justify that?
The there is no focus for. I wouldn't say focus. There's no drive. You see, and this is what happened with Obama, but the industry was the regulations wasn't put on it so much, and that's
The
why we didn't
highest
have
I
to.
seen gas prices when the Obama administration was in was about maybe
Right.
like 320.
Yes, yes, but
All right.
they dumped all that money, man, into
Okay.
Solyndra, man, and now Biden is dumping money to. I'm telling you, I know these manufacturers, the big three, Ford, Chrysler, and Chevy. We'll go back to Chrysler. That's Daimler Benz now. But anyways, they are getting heavily funded for these electric vehicle cars. And what are the guys that pump oil and run refineries and stuff? That why sh- they're seeing the writing on the wall, but they're not being taken care of. And I wouldn't say funding, but I would see leasing and the environmental regulations they're
But the
throwing on
average,
these guys.
but the average middle class person can't not afford an electrical car. Okay,
No.
they're $45,000 to $50,000. The average middle class person that busts their ass every day to go to work cannot afford that.
Oh, I agree. I agree totally, man. I just think Joe needs to ease up on these guys. And I know what you're gonna say, Donnie. Nah, nah, nah. It's the
What am I gonna say?
industry. And go ahead, man.
What am I gonna say?
Go with your industry. How you think the industry is fucking the American people?
They are. The industry is fucking them because Joe Biden's pooching it to them. He's giving them. They're just passing on the stick, bro. They're just passing it on.
You
They
got
see
to
the right,
you
just
got
like you said. They
you
see
got to
the
come
writing
up
on the
with
walls.
something better than that, D. You
What's
got to
that?
come up with something
No,
better than that, D. Tear him
no,
up, Donnie. Tear him up.
I'm
D,
gonna
come
tear
on.
him up.
man,
If you,
man.
hey,
Pump your brakes. Pump your
You
brakes.
can't,
Go ahead.
you
I'm
can't,
gonna.
you can't say that there's no price gouging going around. Come on, go, Donnie. You got it.
I got it, man. Just
Well,
close my mouth, open your ears for a minute, and learn something.
yeah. Let me.
Hey,
Amen,
look, Demas, they are
sir.
gonna do it. They have to build infrastructure. Joe Biden's already pushed them on the green. Oh, we got to get to electric, and he already signed executive order saying we're gonna change the fleet for the government. So what do you expect them to do? They're not gonna come down and say, "Oh, your gas." We're gonna get to his gas tax in a minute, but oh, let me take the gas tax off for 90 days.
That's a joke.
I'm I'm a,
That's a slap in the face.
Yeah, I'm an industry guy. I might appease you and take it down to 10 cents on a bi-weekly, weekly basis. I'm not gonna go ahead and just give that profit to the consumer because President Biden says we need to do something for the American. Hell no. I'm gonna take my greedy ass and I'm gonna make my money too. That's
Yes,
on the
sir.
government. And I'm gonna let Biden screw you over and have to pay back that gas tax relief in the form of taxes that you're gonna raise on your ass.
Yeah,
So I double win.
so I found out where that gas tax money would be taken out of
What?
infrastructure.
Right. And hey,
Infrastructure. And I
here's
think
what no,
I know I'm serious. I think they calculated it like $450 million would be wiped out.
yeah. Here, check this out. And this is what I'm gonna do with your gas tax, right? Or you take out gas like for the American public, American all America. I did calculated it out at uh how many gallons of gas we use times the amount of money or the gas tax at 18 cents, right?
Hmm.
So the amount of gallons we use was like 360 million a day. So that takes out to, let me see, 100, 100,000, a million. That's
That's
like $33 million or 33. Yeah, $33 million a day that is gone that the
yeah.
industry's just going to keep. I mean, I would keep $33 million a day. Hell yeah. For 90 days? Hell yeah.
So you think the industry is going to calm down and say, okay, we got enough, boys. Let's go buy China out now.
Exactly.
No, no, it could possibly be.
Think
And
about, or let me go buy Venezuela.
hey, Donnie, but okay, I'm going to talk to you. So I'm the oil owner now. I need to find funding. I need to find crews, and I need to find permits and leases. Right.
Right.
But with all that, I need a loans. Who's going to give me a loan now? What bank is going to give me a loan to drill a new well with this Biden administration? No, seriously.
Probably no one.
So
Probably very little. Less than 10%. And that's another reason why industry says I'm gonna go with demand and I'm gonna charge what I'm gonna charge. Mr. Biden, President Biden, you want to give away a tax break and gas tax? That's on you, homie.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
keeping mine.
yeah. You know what I think's going on here, and Blaze, you need to see if this new program of yours has got a swear meter. Keep tabs of us and stuff, and maybe give to a little pot
Why?
fund,
Why you feel
and
like
then
swearing?
yeah, and I but
Well, that's what we can do there if you start getting out of control.
pay back, fool.
I'm just
No,
saying, Davis.
but
Come on.
no, but you know what this is, man? This is crooked ass Joe Biden and all the oil execs.
No, I don't.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. You don't even.
No. But
Come
I
on,
don't
man.
buy that. I don't buy that crooked ass Joe Biden. Look, I'm no fan of Sleepy Bunker Joe, right? But I just think that things got out of complete control with him.
No,
Okay, he's
no.
not running this country, dude. Okay, all of a sudden, I mean, we're talking about Ukraine and Russia fighting, and it still baffles me till today on how that affects us gas wise.
See, you want to take it to Ukraine, Donnie?
Okay,
It
I'm
doesn't,
not
Blaze.
taking it to the war in Ukraine yet, guys.
Blaze. Them 7 million barrels a day that we were losing during these whole so-called sanctions, they're on the black market and they're making the rounds away. 3 of the biggest oil companies here in the U.S. bought like 10 billion or million barrels of it when it was like dirt cheap before the so-called sanctions came in. But they're still getting it. Them barrels aren't gone. When it comes to gas prices, that's just simple supply and demand principles at this point. Biden can make all the excuses he wants, and he can blame it on whatever he wants. But he's just too afraid, no different than any other Democrat or any other politician, to admit he was wrong and said, hey, I made a mistake. Oh, darn. We got to figure
No,
out something else.
no, Donnie, because I really believe that it's like whose pecker is bigger. These oil execs and Joe Biden. And I'm going to say this because this what really disturbed me with Joe Biden. And I was watching it on CBS News. The reporter asks the president, Sleepy Joe. Do you see that, Donnie? Right? I throw president in there. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
yep.
Okay, I'll try to make sure I say president. Keep going.
No,
Come on.
no. And the lady asked him, do you plan on meeting with the executives? And he gave that quick response. No, I have people that's going to do that for me. I'm like, fucking clear out take a nap or two out of your calendar and go fucking sit with these guys, man. That blew my mind, Donnie. And now he's going to go prostitute himself in Saudi Arabia? For what?
Yes, because he's all with this. How do I say it? He's gonna sell us and himself or us through him by, getting in bed with Saudi and Venezuela and everything else. A little bit with Iran. They've been talking about getting in debt with them or messing with them with oil. So Venezuela and the communist country of Iran, all that, they're just as bad, but because they can serve a purpose for us, we'll do business with you. I mean, if you really want to sit on your ethical and moral high horse and say, no, we're not going to do it. Pelosi want to stand up there at the podium talking about we're going to do what's right. Well, then you should do what's right and make sure we're taking care of business within these borders, not bedding in with Saudi and everybody else.
That's awesome, Donnie.
You know?
Keep going. Keep
I mean,
going,
come
man.
on,
No,
come
you
on.
hit it. You hit it, brother.
And you want to say about criminal Biden, I'm sorry, man. That dude, you're going after Trump tooth and nail for what he did as president, and you're going after things he didn't even do as a president simply because you're looking for strings to try to tie on to.
Well,
Well,
that's the swamp. That's
okay,
the
but
swamp President
but
Trump talked about.
right. But go look at President Biden's foundation and all the people that are associated with that, or the Clinton Foundation and the law firms that were representing all these Democrats when they were doing all this dirt. PNC with that guy that with the Benghazi stuff and the whole Russian dossier thing. That law firm, you can't tell me they're taking care of the Democratic National Party, so they know a lot of the dirt. That's just they got good lawyers to hide it. They do the same dirt, Demas.
Why
Yeah,
don't we
no.
just produce more oil here in the United States?
It's
Uh,
not that simple,
It's
Blaze.
and it's something, we are still leading the world in pumping oil.
Oh, come
But
on.
it's not that
Yes,
simple. They just
no.
these guys
It's
can't
the
just go
it's
turn on a rig and say, "Hey, we're going to get an extra 10,000 barrels today," and they just don't have the supply sitting around to do it. It takes them anywhere from 6 months to a year to increase their
And what do you
their
think Trump was
output in
trying
that
to
kind
do?
of level.
What do you think Trump was trying to do? Not make us independent on these other people, and it's right here in our lap right now. It's right here in our lap right now when we become independent on and expect things from other countries for our oil or whatever. We discussed on a later show a while ago on how when people think of petroleum, they just think of it gas. Probably about 90% of Americans don't understand that the petroleum is used for just tons of shit more than gasoline.
yeah,
Gas,
yeah.
paint, and all
And
kinds of other
in
stuff.
Iraq, they catch on fire too when the invading army is getting overrun.
Right, but once again, though, I mean, we talked about gas and oil and all this stuff. The prices, inflation's here. We got to get used to it.
Dude,
You
I
gotta
just
get-
put $50 in my car and it didn't even fill it.
You know what? You know how much it cost me to fill my '97 Jeep Wrangler?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
that was like $75, dude.
Okay, what's the
So-
highest? What's the highest out there?
We got 455 or so over here where I'm at.
Yeah, you're still lower than me.
Where are you at?
What do you mean? Where am I at? Massachusetts.
No, no, the price, you dumb fuck.
You just said where you at.
I was asking about price. See, you got
Okay,
me
so
swerved,
you got to
bro.
be Pacific when you get ready to go jumping on a fucking wagon there. Listen, it's $4.85 where I go. Most places are a little bit over $5. Some places are $4.99. Where I go, it's $4.85.
Senator Elizabeth Warren can't help you guys with the prices.
Yeah.
She
How about
loves
you,
her
D? Same
constituents.
around your area?
We're talking about what the hell's
Okay.
that shit? No, Blake, Donnie, what's that shit called when we leave the union? Texas is gonna be its own country.
Secede.
Succeed the union. Thank
yeah,
you,
when you
sir.
secede the union.
George
Oh, but- all right, Demon.
Washington said that.
We wanted to talk about
1776.
gases. I have
Yes, sir.
this is where I said I was going to flank you. The gas tax. Let's go back to the gas tax for a minute. This is where I flank you when we talk about politics. I was reading an article on MSN, and they were talking about how the gas tax, and you got a lot of the people, the AOC and Imam and all them from the squad that are like, no, you're Build Back Better, and this gas tax won't help us. A lot of people out there saying it won't help at the political level, but it would take it to go to through the political process, through the House and the Senate, to get approved in order for him to do that. He just can't do it by executive order. So if that gas tax goes up and we're selling about how it's going to help the American public, you don't think almost every Democrat's going to attach some other social spending bill, government assistance type bill, or some other bullshit bill? They're going to earmark that one so they can get it passed.
Or a veterans
So-
bill. Anything on the veterans they can take.
Yeah. If they
Yeah,
can take
bro.
it from veterans, they'll take it from us. Yes, you're right.
And you
That's
heard
what
that.
I'm more worried about.
Yeah.
That is what I'm more worried about than the 18 cents. I'd rather them just leave the idea alone and say it's not going to do any good.
But
Because
you,
the
but you
shit
know-
they're earmark is just crazy nowadays.
yeah.
I mean, I don't understand that process at all. If you want to put it into a bill, it should be able to stand by itself.
Okay, so what's the solution? I mean, we can all, the three of us can sit here and keep trying to oh, gas is high. Everybody gets that. Everybody in America's feeling that, especially the middle class. They're just, they're feeling it. I'm just waiting for the Obama. The Joe Biden administration to
President.
come out with a to come out with an EBT type card to help the lower income people with some free gas. What's the solution?
For me,
Joe
D, what's the solution?
Joe Biden's got to release the strangleholds that he has on the oil industry, and I'm not going to name all of them. He needs to bring them to the table, and they need not only pump more oil. I was told that this country needs more refineries. That is the problem. And just like Donnie talked about that process, 6 to 9 months to make a gallon of gas from out of the ground and into your gas tank. That takes a process, and that's the holdup as well too. We have the product on hand.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do that though. No more drilling.
They can. Well, what the Biden administration says is there's 9,000 leases out there.
Yeah, I heard him say the same thing. But when
Well,
these people say, "Hey, can we start?" It is a bureaucrat, red tape, and and these people don't. They don't get a chance to do it. Donnie, what's the
wait,
solution?
Donnie, an alibi, real quick, man.
Go ahead.
Biden has to be more clear on his environmental program and his fossil fuel program. He has to balance them out. I would say he'd have to do a 70-30 to make this country get back. We need electric cars. I got that. I got it. But we can't be
We
starving
do
one.
we do electric cars 15, 20 years from now. What do you think's going to be the next debate? Where are these batteries going?
No. You know what's going to be the next debate?
No.
You know what's going to be the next debate? No, because they want to get away from fossil fuels.
D,
The debate.
how is
The
Go ahead.
debate is going to be about nuclear power plants. That's going to be the debate. That is going to be the debate. The
and
same
where
one
all
they
your
shut
climate
down.
change freaks are going to say about all of that?
Just keep the reactor near the water as long as it gets
It
cooled
has
off.
to
You're
stay
good.
next to the water. Hey, you
Yeah.
can't build the fucking reactor in a desert. There's,
No, you're not going to build. Hey, hold up now. Let's not get
You
too
know?
stupid, okay?
no,
Listen.
they can build some shit out in the desert now.
Listen,
You go down there
Listen.
in the dirt long enough, man, it gets real cold.
Donnie, what's the solution?
The solution for me is more long term and focus on get rid of our debt and how we get self sufficient. Our dollar is worth shit. There's companies out there now that are starting to do business in yen. The Chinese dollar, yen. That's how they're doing their transactions. They're not doing it internationally via US dollar like they've been doing for the past century. They're starting to do it in yen and other currencies. So we got to figure out how to pay our debt and how to make our dollar the strongest financial tool out there. Because right now we're losing that battle, and that's what's going to kill us.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's a lot, man. But I'm asking for you long term.
I
That
get
little
that.
shit
but
about you and
we
Biden
jumped
sitting down at the table,
We jumped
that
to
ain't
the
going to do
dollar.
a damn thing. But
I'm
other people
asking
giving some
about a
fucking lip
solution
service.
for gas
What?
prices.
But no, man. You don't. Trump would bring all kinds of people into his
Yeah.
fucking Oval Office.
Yeah, and Trump got a lot of lip service too.
But
Biden get the same damn lip service.
hey,
Hey
You
guys,
know-
hold up for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you it doesn't matter which platform that you're watching the rabbit hole on right now. If you got a comment or a question, or you just want to say something about the show, type it in there. Okay. If you're not nervous and you want to give the show a call, the number is about to scroll across your screen right now. Okay. With that being said, Donnie, I understand what you're talking about with the dollar. It's a little bit left field for me. I want to ask you, what do you think the solution will be to bring some of these gas prices down? Do you think that, President Sleepy Bunker Joe kissing
do.
Saudi Arabia's ass is the solution?
No, What Joe Biden needs to do is stand there at a microphone and say, we're increasing our production. I will give Demas credit. He does need to work with some people on the oil industry, but he's going to get a lot of lip service, is all I'm saying. But anyways, he needs to stand there on a podium and say, hey, we're getting our oil from all the same places. We've worked deals that are favorable for us, the United States, that will bring in more oil. But we're also going to talk to getting better deals on refineries. We're going to build our own refineries so we don't have this problem in the future. So we're going to have to suck it up for a while until the point it gets to demand will allow it to go down. That's the solution. Demand. And that's not going to happen anytime soon. So they're not going away.
I wish I would have done a little history before we started the show today on the oil embargo during Jimmy Carter, and how long did that take, and how high the price was, and what was the correction on that. You
I
know,
don't know. I don't know.
history teaches us lessons, man, and that just came to me, Donnie, when you were talking. I was like, Jimmy Carter went through this same shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something to look up on break or something. Maybe we can
Yeah.
figure it out, but I doubt. I just think demand. Everything I read, we can do gas taxes, we can do this, we can do that, but we're gonna have to get used to these at least for another 6 months to a year before we see any relief from the upkeep in production.
Well, hold up, Donnie. Then I have a question for you, then, sir. Oh man, that messed me up. I'm sorry. No, but we don't have the supply on hand to meet the demand to lower the prices.
Of course we do.
If you want to go to the reserve, the National Strategic Reserve, of course we do.
Why does it always come to the reserve? Why?
I don't. Hey,
Because
and I just found something out, and I'm sorry, Donnie. You can go right after me, sir. There's a global reserve as well.
what?
Yes.
Oh damn, gotta look into that.
Is
Wonder
that
who
for
Okay.
controls that.
the
Right.
elites?
So,
Wonder who controls that. We're gonna have to
so
figure that out.
yeah. So,
Uh,
ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back, and we'll talk about the global reserve, and we'll get into a lot more. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you can always comment or call the show. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. If you type in, we'll see it and we'll respond to you. Okay, so the rabbit hole will be right back in exactly 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us.
how much gas we use a day, right? That's 33
Hey,
million.
everybody, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole. I am your host, Blazeman, along with Mr. D and Mr. Donnie. I guess that Mr. D didn't set his stopwatch for 3 minutes, but he'll be right back. And all kidding aside, so because I'm really curious, Donnie, about this global reserve, because every time it comes to some kind of oil or gasoline prices or anything to that effect, it always, oh, why can't we tap into the reserves? Screw the reserves. Okay. We got enough in this country to pump it out so we can get these gas prices down.
Oh, I mean, that's twofold, Blaze, because if I'm strategic long-term thinking, I want to get rid of everybody else's oil so I can be the oil king later. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So,
it
yeah, of
does.
course I
It
don't want
does
to get my
make
reserves,
sense. But in the meantime, the average American is taking it sideways. Okay.
Hey,
oh yeah,
I want you to get into. I want to hear about this reserves. Okay, we're gonna go a couple of minutes on these reserves, and then we're gonna. I'd like to get into the mass shootings and this crazy nonsense that's been going on in this country. Go, D.
okay, so I'm going to be twofold here. The first I want to talk about is the country of Qatar or Qatar. Um, Qatar understood, like in the 70s, that eventually their oil was going to run out. So, what they did in turn, and you can correct me, Donnie, is that they invested in with all their oil profits into their country to make it a tourist attraction for the world to see because the oil will dry out one day. Will it be during our lifetime? I don't know. I can't answer that. But they're
Yeah,
already
but we're
seeing that.
not supposed
But
to worry about the oil, right? Because we're going electric cars and all that shit like that. So I mean,
it,
come on.
yeah, man. Yeah, no, and I go ahead, Donnie. I'm sorry.
no, oil is like any other mineral or, you know, what else am I looking for? Fluid or whatever, like water, whatever. It's an element of earth. It's a mineral, whatever, right? There's only so much of it on the earth. And at some
Yes,
point,
sir.
if you look through history, whoever controlled the water in the early days, guess what? They were usually flourishing while everybody else starved. And then it's like,
Tamaño.
Right, right.
it's the
Yeah.
same process with oil and any rare element that we have. That's why China just controls so much of this earth because of the rare elements that they have the capability to produce and manufacture, where the
Wait,
U.S. and
wait.
a lot of these other countries don't.
Yeah, because
So
China
once
has no
again,
regulations. China has no regulations.
exactly. But we're not looking into getting smart enough to be able to do and be self-sufficient, like refine our own oil to keep our prices down. And then the ripple effects, Demas, I'm always talking ripple effects, man. Now you're peeling back the onion, going down the rabbit hole, right? 3, 4
Right?
layers. The
Yes, sir.
ripple effects. That's where we wouldn't be in this situation with inflation because our dollar be worth the shit and we'd be a stable economy. But we're not self-sufficient. We rely on too many other individuals.
That's a dollar to the fund.
But that's just where the truth about it is, and we got to get back to being self-sufficient, producing our own stuff, letting us being this, supplier instead of being the buyer. But
Yes.
uh,
No, that
the
no,
oil
that's
thing, I just like I say, everything I read says we need to be used to this because consumers, Biden can go through Congress, they can earmark some BS bill that ain't good for nobody but themselves to whatever legislation to try to get that gas tax, but that's going to do nothing. And it's just
bro.
going to take away all that money from the infrastructure
You've
plan
seen
because that's where the gas tax goes. It goes to infrastructure, brother.
Donnie. I totally agree. And this is Biden's administration. I didn't say President Biden. I said Biden's administration dropping the ball, man. This is just a save thing. Guess what's coming up in November?
Elections.
Yeah, man. He's throwing out because if the gas price is at what it's at now, I predict not a red wave, but a red hurricane through this country. I really do, man. Enough's enough, man, with these fuel
Yeah, but
prices, man.
I don't know about that now anymore with all this latest stuff with these Republicans coming out with their, just
How much
the
oil do we
negativity.
export? How much oil do you think that other countries buy from us?
Oh, I
Not
couldn't even
nearly,
say.
not nearly enough as we buy from them. Would you say
No.
that's what you say? No, no. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
the
hear it.
biggest no, the biggest oil producers in the world is
That's producers. That's
yes,
production. D.
oil
That's not the
producers.
question I asked.
What are you asking for production?
I want to know how much oil do we sell to other countries?
It's about even, Blaze. It's right at about 8 million barrels a day.
And what we
Consumption or exports and imports per EI, the environmental agency on the US.gov site.
So my little grandson's got a girlfriend and real respected parents and stuff, good people. So they went from El Paso to Disneyland, and he traveled with their family, and it was an EV, and it usually in a regular car it'd take about 8 to 10 hours. It took them 15 to 18 hours in that
Yeah,
electrical vehicle.
yeah, yeah. That'll be
How
an
long do you
argument
think
for.
that? How
That's
long?
that's
How,
that's nothing. That's like 800 miles.
how
Yeah,
long do you think it takes to charge the vehicle? Not as quick as to fill up your gas tank.
20 minutes. I'm hearing rumors of 20 minutes. And the Elon Musk's group, they're working on a rapid recharge rate.
yeah, yeah. But
And what happens to these batteries when they die?
they
Because,
get
guys, I'm only asking these questions because we talked about the climate change people and all of that shit. Tried to figure out. There's no solution in this room. Nothing from me. I don't have the fucking solution on how to get these oil prices lowered.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but if
yes.
we want to talk about environmentalists, guys, and climate change, and first it was global warming, now it's climate change, and all of that shit like that. Where are these batteries going now? If 15 to 20 years from now, if we go all electrical, that's not going to be a problem of where we're going to store these burnt out batteries.
Of course it is, because those batteries last 5 to 8 years, and then they
Okay,
get
so
repurposed for storage purposes only. Like, so there's really not current going so far in and out. It's just for storage. Basically, it's not such a draw. They can last longer, but that's going to be the question in say 10, 15, 20 years is,
okay, so I
yeah,
might sound a little bit crazy. So in
along
other
with the
words,
nuclear. They're going to be like, well, how do we get power?
I'm gonna pay $40,000 to $45,000 for electric car that the battery's only going to last 5 to 8 years.
And don't forget you have to hire an electrician to come to your house to put that
Okay, we
port
we
in
didn't
there.
get to that yet. So
Okay.
again, my argument again is Donnie just stated, and that was a good fact, Donnie. I had no idea. So you're spending $40,000 to $45,000 on an electrical car that the battery is only good for 5 to 8 years. Then the battery's dead. Now
you're
we
fu-
got to dump them somewhere. What are we going to do? Put them in the ocean? There's only so much landfill we could take up unless we knock some of these golf courses out of the fucking way.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
You know what I mean?
A house?
Oh, no, hell no. You leave that alone.
You see, you see how I did
Hell no.
that?
Those get to stay.
That's a private joke between the three of us, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Because
hell no.
Donnie just started working as a caddy, part time here
No,
and
not
there.
yet.
So,
The
No,
house.
well, not yet, not yet.
not yet. No, I applied though. I did apply. I did apply for the job. I haven't heard nothing back yet.
That you're a great American. You're getting a job.
Ah,
There's a
for
lot of
real
Americans
though.
that don't
Yeah,
have
we're
jobs.
getting the job. We ain't had one in but a minute, but you know,
Getting a
we try
job.
to get a small one.
Get a job. Not a
But
paycheck.
no,
A job.
the answer is it's all going to come to a head, but the answer is we need new leadership short term. Long term answers, you got to do a whole lot of stuff to get gas prices down, to get our economy back, to get production back, to be where we're supposed to be, the superpower that we were before we started fighting two wars a couple decades ago. Before
Okay,
it turned to
so the
So,
three of us
that's-
agree that 18 cents isn't going to do a damn thing for nobody.
other than take away $33 million a day from infrastructure we desperately
Yes.
need to build.
Yes, Donnie, you're 100% correct. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I think OEN, One American Network, was showing a clip of Obama. They were talking about that, the Congress was, and he called it a gimmick.
Yeah. And it's a gimmick to get votes, like you were talking about, Demons. But
Yep.
enough of you trying to get votes off gimmicks. Give me something that says that you're going to actually go there with my best interest. Because right now, I don't think not a one of you out there talking all that junk got my best interest in your mind. You're worried about your pockets and
Well-
your career. But you supposed to represent me.
We got a message. We got a message here on our message board from Louisiana. Have to vote real Republicans, not rhinos.
Yeah, well, good luck trying to find a real Republican. That's like trying to find an honest Democrat, brother.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
find it very honest.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Oh man, but
I like that. All right, but that's the answer. We need new leadership. Let's talk about the other hot topic or one of the hot topics running around with gun control. Gun control changes. I know Demas. I don't know Blaze. I'm pretty sure you are, but very adamant about your Second Amendment rights to bear arms. But
and there's a Supreme Court ruling today too. I'd like to discuss on caveat.
I didn't hear that.
Oh
We'll have
yes,
to hear
man.
about that one. But here's some of the latest changes, and I'm all for keeping a gun. Don't get me wrong. I want you to have your weapon, but you don't need an AR-15 with a 100-round clip to go hunt squirrels in the woods, or you don't need that to go hunt deer.
So
we all know that's for having fun. It's a toy. Just be honest enough to say it's a toy.
So what magazine do you approve of?
Okay, I'm saying for purpose, we just said use it, say it's a toy, and I'm gonna have fun with my toy, and I'm gonna shoot cans in the desert or whatever, or I'm gonna go to driving range, try to put holes in the target. You know what I mean? I'm good with that. Just don't go up there and try to tell me you're trying to use it for hunting or for self-defense. No, it's not for self-defense, dude.
Yeah. No, because you know what makes that the next guy that has that weapon makes him get a 200-round clip.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you start a frenzy. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Donnie.
And it's keeping up with the Joneses, Johnsons. It's got to be. I got to be the top dog, the big dick persona mentality.
That's 75 cents.
Whatever, man. But it's out there. Dudes have it. Women have who's got a bigger vagina symptom sometimes. Let's be honest with it.
Cobwebs.
Just like we do. All right. So let's go. Just stop all that BS. But gun changes, gun laws. I'm all for Second Amendment rights to defend your house. Like I said, I got an AR-15. I got it in the house. I know how to use one. I teach my kids about muzzle down, muzzle awareness, all that, right? I teach them that. So I make sure they know because there's one in the house. That's fine.
Do you teach them how to secure a house?
We're not going to talk about that. But
I'm joking,
anyways,
Donnie.
I'm just saying, I'm going to go get a 410. I want to go get another shotgun, right? Short barrel shotgun. Don't need nothing that shoots 10 gauge. I ain't trying to blow something out. I'm just trying to put something in you, in your fourth point of contact. Remember, say, hey, don't come back. Right? That's the only thing I need a shotgun for, in case you come around and you ain't supposed to be here.
And
You know
Joe
what I mean?
Biden and Joe Biden said, "Get a shotgun."
Right. So I got that.
Correction,
But
President Biden.
at the same time, there's got to be a limit on who can buy guns at what place. And I forgot to pull up the thing, but if you go online and you look at what Congress and some of these people actually determine, hey, this is an assault weapon, this is not. But this is an assault weapon because it has this kind of grip, or this one's not, but it has this kind of grip. And I'm gonna tell you, the ones that they say aren't, what did I just say?
Dangerous, powerful,
Dangerous or whatever. They're
lethal.
real easy. You don't need a permit for, or you can just go down and buy one real easy. That they just sell. Some of those weapons are pretty damn rough, man. They'll
Yes.
put a knot in your ass in a
You
heart.
could do the same kind of damage with a 9-round 45.
Right, if you know what you're doing and you're trained. So that's my thing about the gun law changes. You're bitching about what kind of gun is determined to be semi-automatic. This one's automatic. This one's and basing it off the handle, or if it's got something you can grab and you're in a prone like this with two hands.
Whoa.
That doesn't make it whether it's automatic, semi, and they're trying to make gun laws around specifics like that. You need to get more general in the gun laws and say, like, the ones that say you got to be 21 for a semi-automatic weapon, making people track more who buys those kind of weapons. Those kind of changes I could see make sense, but any other change I'm not with. But the Second Amendment guys are going to tell you, oh, that's infringing on my rights. Well, I'm sorry, man. You got all these mass shootings happening at these schools, at churches, at mosques, at I don't know, for Jewish people where they go to pray,
Temples,
imams are getting shot, preachers are getting shot, in the church. We got to do something, because that's outright ridiculous. That's everybody's first response. Let me go grab my gun and get violent.
Hey, and you know something? I see that in the news here every day, and from Mexico side, and what I'm seeing there, you see here. Just recently in the state of Chihuahua, the next county over from us in Mexico, they went in and shot two priests. Two priests, man.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh man,
you can tell me, and you can bitch about your Second Amendment rights all you want to, but I'm with some of these changes. I'm with it.
I'm going to tell you the change I'm not with.
Which one are you not with?
You could be 18, not 21. But if you buy it at 18, you have to have a background check. And I'm not seeing it, because that shithead that did that shit in Uvalde, he didn't have a rap sheet. You know what I mean?
No, he didn't.
And I think he would have passed that test.
I
believe the.
Are you talking about the supermarket killer shooter?
No, that was no.
No,
we're talking about Uvalde, the school shooting here in Texas.
Okay.
But I truly believe 21 should be the age to buy them. And people are going to say, "Whoa!" But
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But wait a minute. Let me prepare myself who I'm going to fight against now. It's the people that don't, because they'll come. Well, that young man or young woman, they're going to go in the military at 18, but you're telling them they can't have it at 21. And I'm going to just say, and Donnie, you said this just now, the way you trained your kids with gun safety. These guys are in a controlled environment. Majority of their career between the ages of 18 and 21. And they are taught gun safety day in and day out. They can have their weapon in the military, not on the streets. Nope. And I know some of them country bumpkins are going to say, "Well, you got to shoot some coons down here." And I'm like, man, come on.
Okay, so
because tragedies are everywhere.
Let's bounce down a rabbit hole a little bit, okay? And let's go to the psychopath that shot up the supermarket. How can somebody that lived with his grandma, didn't have a job, can afford a $45,000 brand new truck, be able to buy 2 brand new AR-15s and all the ammunition that he needed to do what he wanted to do with no job, and lived with his grandmother.
The grandma financed everything, man. That's
No,
what
she
that tells
didn't.
me.
No,
That's
she
what that
didn't.
tells me.
No, she didn't.
Well,
She
somebody
did.
financed it.
So you're telling me that grandma had that kind of cash?
Oh yeah. If
Well,
she, and
why
if
would
she,
he kill her then? You think you'd want grandma to stick around and help pay for a
no,
lawyer?
no, that dude didn't kill her. No,
Yeah, he did. He shot his grandmother. She
the
didn't die.
the Buffalo shooting guy. No,
Yes.
that's Uvalde, man. The Uvalde, the kid shot the grandma because he was talking to this chick on some bullshit fucking app in Germany, and he texted my grandma's on the phone annoying the shit out of me talking to AT&T about my phone, and then he puts, oh, I'm gonna shoot her, just shot her, going to the school now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that Buffalo kid was all about. Yes, yes, Louisiana, yes, sir, that was the school shooter. But no, Blaze, that's Uvalde. The kid in Buffalo, man, he was just a white racist prick, man, and I think Trump brought him out.
Okay, but I need my question answered. Where does kid afford all of this stuff? I'm not buying
oh,
anything
somebody
that
financed it, Blaze. Blaze.
nobody financed it. You
I'm telling you.
don't think that I read things that the FBI got in this kid's head, recruited him, paid for all of those nice little things because the kid was already a weirdo and was screwed up in the head anyways. And but we gotta talk about what the show is about anyways, and that's the rabbit hole. So what I'm trying to say is how this kid afford, okay, or the guy or whatever, $45,000 brand new truck. It was brand new. 2 AR-15s. What do they go for? $3,000 a piece?
Yeah, no, you could get one between a decent one, 15 to one with all the bells and whistles to 75, 10,000.
Okay, so
Yep.
three
But you
thousand a
can get,
piece,
yeah, you can get that. You can get the basic to destroy humans.
and all of the ammunition that was purchased. Where'd it come from?
I don't, what,
Kid didn't
what do you,
have a job.
so
He
what do
didn't
you
have a
think?
job.
What's your theory here? You think the FBI funded him
Yeah,
and cloned him up?
yeah.
Wow,
Louisiana says the truck was his grandmother's.
yeah,
Right.
no, but Louisiana's talking about the one in Uvalde, man.
Okay, so you gotta get me up to speed because if I'm fucking screwing it up, you gotta let me know.
Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about.
I'm
Blaze.
talking about the one. I'm talking about
Hey,
the
hold up.
D, stop doing that. You gotta I'm talking about the supermarket shooter.
Which
Oh, that
supermarket shooter? California, New York.
In Buffalo, Donnie. You know which one I'm
Buffalo.
talking
Okay.
about.
All right.
no, it's the kid targeted a black community, man, and it was tragic, man. How
But it
many
doesn't matter
Paso?
what he targeted. It doesn't matter what he targeted. Think, and I'm asking you to go down the hole.
But okay.
Yeah,
so-
I
Okay.
am.
So
I am.
you
I'm
got
with
the
you.
Democrats that are coming out, and that's all they ever talk about whenever they get in office is gun control. They want our guns so bad it's ridiculous. Okay. So who's to say that this wasn't put together to get this kid? They figured out, they watch him on the internet. Okay. And they say, here's a prime target right here. Let's get in this kid's head. Let's get him to do this. Let's get him to do that. And he goes out and he does it. How many shootings has there been since President Sleepy Bunker Joe has been in office? How many?
I don't know, 3,
No, just
5.
take a guess. Just take a guess. We're up to like maybe 8 now.
Oh man, that was just like last month. I say it's almost closer to 100 since Biden's been in office.
Yeah, because you got to get them little Chicago shootings, which
There's,
go under
there's,
the radar nationally.
Okay, then Chicago is just out of control. So is Philadelphia. It's just out of
but
control.
there's shootings. Yeah, there's so many shootings. But I mean, the guy in Buffalo's, when it comes to the training, so-called FBI training and this and that, I was just goofing off on my phone and I got active shooter preparedness. I'm just
Oh, Jesus
Googled it on my
Christ.
phone, and guess what? From University Buffalo, and it's the University Police. This is their active shooter preparedness. They'll tell you how to prepare for an active shooter. So if I'm gonna do something like what the guy in Buffalo did and everything else, shit, I get a lot of training right here on the internet,
Yeah, man.
and I can know what you're gonna do. I can study this, so then I counteract that. So
Uh,
I
but
mean,
but
I'm not
but no,
buying that
Don.
the FBI cooked this kid up. They gave him intelligence. They trained him. I'm not buying that.
I'm
I'm
not
really not.
either. I'm not either because and we're not gonna. Maybe we can discuss it in our later half an hour of the show, but I I don't want to go down the way you're going, Blaze, down the hole. But I do have a little supporting evidence on right wing extremist groups, and the one that come to mind was Patriot Front. That
All right.
that really
So we'll get
that
back.
really
We'll
blowed my
we'll
mind.
be back. We'll be back in exactly 3 minutes, and we'll talk about these right wingers and whatever you want to talk, and get that over. Again, ladies and gentlemen, like and share us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter. And just a ton of other platforms that the Rabbit Hole and Blazeman Media and FFN Network are on. And we will be back in exactly 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with the Rabbit Hole, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back with more of the rabbit hole, with yours truly, Mr. Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie. And Mr. Donnie will be back with us in a few seconds. Uh, I think everybody on the team needs to have a stopwatch. So,
I think you need to be nice to us. It's our first go on the program with this new exciting program.
Well, we
okay,
have
if you're
time
going to
commercials
yell in
then?
the microphone, you're going to need to lower it because you're cracking up. Anyways,
Do we have time?
Awesome.
Time? What?
Donnie, I just want you to continue with the school shooting. I want to know what's happening. Listen, I haven't seen an administration so screwed up in my entire life. Okay. We're suffering with gas prices. Maniacs are running around with guns, killing innocent people. What do we need to do? Because listen, let me tell you something. When you start your administration, you come out and all your administration does is talk about defunding police and doing all of these things. Look around you, especially in California. I mean, this district attorney out there is releasing murderers. Okay, D, let's go. You're up.
Wow. That was a great lead on, Blaze. That was good. Wow, I got hit hard on that. I just want to get back on the gun age thing real quick.
Sure, that's what
18,
we're
18,
talking about.
the 21, if you're under 21, no M6, M14, no AR.
No gun.
But if you're at 21, you need a background check without any military. But if you're not, if you didn't go in the military, you don't get one, but you have to pass a background. And if you went in the military, you're probably going to get discharged at 2021. But I'll shoot for 21. No background checks needed. No training.
Wait, wait.
Because,
Okay.
because I'm going to
Continuous.
tell you why. If 18 to 20, we talk about adults being, at 18. Fuck no. These kids at 18 are not ready to be adults, man. We have to coddle them a little more. It's society. We have to adjust with society. And this 18 to 21, that's when they're usually going to mess up. Blaze, where's Donnie? Did he get mad?
I don't know. Would you say to piss him off?
The 18 to 21 thing. Give him a little minute to come on
Yeah,
back in.
he'll be back. He's not happy with that.
No, I
He
know
he is definitely against that. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. That's for damn sure. So
and
um,
and I want him to come back because next week I will tell him when he comes back on. Screen just went black trying to get on again right now. I will research the data, all the analytics of what type of weapon, uh how much ammunition was used, um the age of the shithead, the shooter. And they're all in that range, that 18 to 21.
right, and
That
that's why.
numbnuts Kyle Rittenhouse thought he was fucking Burby, a cop. I had a buddy of mine, his sister was in the Army National Guard. He put his sister's uniform, come on down to the credit union, direct traffic.
Yeah, that was me. Man. That was me.
Can
That
you
was
give me
me.
another? Can you give me a
So
demonstration what you would tell?
so listen. So so the street was flooded. Pretty bad. I mean, if a car came down the street, would have fell into a pothole. So I think I saved lives. You know what I mean? And I was there and I was directing traffic and had people turn around and head back the other way because God forbid if my other friend that was with me that was hiding behind a tree had to come out and do CPR. You know, so.
Nah, man.
But hey, listen. While we're waiting for Donnie to come back, let's just
Yes.
take a little listen to some of this that's going on right now, boys and girls. All right, let's do it.
Today, hearings on the Uvalde school shooting continued at the Texas State Capitol. Two House committees, in fact, met together to discuss school safety and strategies to prevent gun violence.
And the first person they heard from was the older sister of a student who was killed. Jasmine Cazares' 9-year-old sister Jackie and 10-year-old cousin Annabelle Rodriguez were killed in the shooting. She says her family is still in shock about the attack and the new information being released showing it could have been prevented.
I shouldn't have to be here right now. I should be at home watching a movie with my sister. It's summer. But I'm not, and I'm here begging for you guys to do something. Or to change something, because the people that were supposed to keep her safe at school didn't. They failed.
Now, Jasmine went through Uvalde ISD safety action plan with the lawmakers, pointing out areas of the plan that left Robb Elementary School vulnerable to an attack and policies that simply weren't followed. She also shared the fear she now has about going back to school.
Having to go back to school next year, I don't know. It's a really big decision, and going to school shouldn't have to be a big decision, but it is. I'm terrified for my life to go back. I have senior year and that's it. Am I going to survive it? It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the committee also heard from several Texas law enforcement leaders and school leaders about safety improvements and trainings that can be done.
I mean, so it took them 21 minutes to get out.
No, it took 77 minutes till they neutralized the individual. And
But a mother ran in and took 2 of her kids out of school while the police was still waiting.
yes.
Okay.
Donnie, can you hear me?
Yeah, Donnie, you got no camera.
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, but
but
hit
you-
the camera button.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the avatar.
No. That's camera on right there.
Okay, are the lights off or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Smile, house.
I mean, yeah.
I'm smiling. You don't see?
No, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened, man. It just went black, and then I came back up. I was like, all right, what the hell?
Man, it goes back. Shit, Donnie sent me
You gotta
back.
try that again, Donnie.
Nah, Donnie gave me a little time lapse in the army just now, man. Smile, I can't see it, man. The brothers used to always do that to each and others, man. It was hilarious, man. Oh shit, man. The good old days, man.
But I wanted to go back just before I cut off, Demus. You was talking about this crazy madness about if you're this age, you get a background check. If you're this age, you don't. What? Hell no.
Why not?
No, everybody gets a background check. I don't give a damn. Period.
No.
If you want to own a gun, you shouldn't be scared of that.
But you do agree 21 though, right?
That's fine if you want to make it 21. I just want everybody to have big. I like the changes about background checks, the changes they're making to people who sell guns and distribute them and all that. They got to be more registered and do other things to make sure that safety precautions are taken so shit doesn't get stolen. You know, they don't.
Yeah.
And they don't get into
FFL.
gun trafficking. I'm good with all that. It's just I don't want to hear everybody complain when all these laws come down because we did it to ourselves.
Yeah.
mean-
Yes. And you know something? That's one thing this country doesn't understand at times. All they worry about is, whoa, I didn't do that. But no, United States is a big family. When we stop fucking up, we have to tighten up laws, man. Because Donnie, this is sad what happened in Texas.
Oh, I
Blaze
know it is.
Blaze just played a clip of this young
saw
little girl. Okay, that was
Yeah.
the Texas State House.
Right.
But I'm gonna be straight up. The Uvalde police failed them children. That's it. Bottom
I
line.
think, no, there's a whole lot of people that failed them children. And I'm not going to say any of the teachers and that were trying to protect them and say, no, not them. I'm still curious as to. They said they were waiting on keys to get in the door, and now it comes out the door wasn't even locked.
You know what that tells
A
me?
mother
You
ran
know what that
in.
tells me? They were scared.
A
They were
mother
scared as
ran
fuck.
in.
Right, but
She
here's my
tried
thing.
2 times. They stopped her once. She got by the police the second time, ran in the fucking school, and took her children out of there while these
God bless
police
her.
officers waited 21 to 30 minutes as they were hearing gunshots going on.
Oh,
I
geez.
agree with D 150%. They were scared.
Right, but still, I'm more into about the procedures and stuff and related to some of the stuff training and I got when we went to clear a house, man, there wasn't, we're gonna wait for keys or we're gonna do this. Man, you shot the hinges out or you took the
That's
batter
it.
ram and you went through the door
You
handle and
breached
you
the
went.
door. Exactly. You breached
You
the
breached
door.
and you went
Yep.
and it was go until you were done and the house was clear. There was no, we're gonna wait, take a breather, we're gonna get no. It was go, you go until it's done. I don't understand why that wasn't happening. I just don't understand that.
They were incompetent. They were hired by the compadres. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these little towns here in Texas, they got all their niches in there. And you see what happens when you have niches. You have a failed government. You do.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah,
Arendo dude, he should have never been a cop, man. Never mind
Right.
the chief of the school police.
Right. But
He should
once
be
again,
fired.
that goes
He
to
should be fired.
He should be, well, Blaze, get your execution chamber ready because he needs to go in there.
There you
Right.
go. There you go.
He needs
What
to
am I
go in there.
using? Am I using the guillotine or are we hanging him by his ball sack?
No, just
No.
move
No,
the
no
guillotine.
guillotine. Guillotine's too quick.
Yeah.
Guillotine's
that's
too
too quick.
quick.
no,
You know what I
that
mean?
there's
No, that's just so coward, man.
that. Hey, man.
No, Donnie,
me,
I'm
that-
sorry. No,
For
go
me,
ahead,
that
bro.
dude, a 22 round cost maybe 50 cents. 7 of those is $3.50. I'm good with that. The same way they died. I mean, that's cool.
And Donnie, Blaze, go ahead. I'm sorry. Wow, this is an
No,
emotional
I just wanted to
event.
go the processes, and I don't understand how all this training they say is out there available. You saw what I got just off of Google search, right?
Yes, sir.
And we keep talking about, oh well, I remember like I'm gonna go back to our Army days in the PT test, right? You remember how you got to a certain age and you peaked out, and then you
Yes.
started going back down.
Yes.
So when I was 36 in the Army, I wasn't doing the same scale as an 18-year-old man, right?
Roger.
So they say that happens in the police force and all these law enforcement agencies. But when I look around, I don't see a lot of guys fitting in shape, 36-year-olds that can still run with some 18-year-olds for a little bit, or can hang with them at least decently, right? I see some people that, man, my 12-year-old will outrun their ass, bro.
Yeah, there's too many
And you telling me
chimichangas.
you telling me they pass physical requirements though, bro? We had a fat boy program for a reason in the Army, bro. Because at some point you become a liability.
Yes.
And some of those guys, their physical health. I mean, and I got my little tummy too, man. I like my little, I like to eat. Demas knows that.
Yes,
Trust
sir.
me. So, but
So, ladies and
I'm not
gentlemen,
perfect, but damn, you got to be better than that. If you're in law enforcement and all this stuff, we got to start holding people accountable and holding certain positions, military, law enforcement, firefighters, medical people. I'm sorry, but you get held to a bit of a higher standard because of your profession. Understand that, accept that, and do something about it. Because damn, this is getting bad.
No.
hey,
And
ladies and gentlemen,
no, the ladies and gentlemen are fine. You are you playing ads?
No, I'm not playing ads, but
Oh,
you need
okay.
to know when the host starts talking, you to be.
Well,
So,
just
ladies
fucking knock
and
me out.
gentlemen, listen, you got to like and share the Rabbit Hole, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching us on Twitter, share us. If you're watching us on Twitch, share us. If you're watching on Facebook, share us. Look, this, for me, Democrats have been trying to find a way to take Americans' guns for the longest time. I agree that 21 years old should be the age where you can buy a gun. Okay. I also believe in background checks. Now, with that being said, why is there such a problem with having a global background check when you can find a deadbeat father no problem if he owns child support through the fucking IRS? Somebody explain that to me, because this isn't hard to put together. Okay, that's it. I mean, look, if you are busted for a violation where you're sticking the gun up your poop chute and you get arrested for it, that should be up there for the next time you go and buy a gun. Okay, this is going to stop. There's, the common sense is the gun doesn't kill. It's the psychopath nut job that is the one pulling the trigger.
It is. That's
Hey,
truth.
And you know what's crazy though, and I just want to get back to this gun control bill, the red flag laws. Some states do it, some don't. So the government is not requiring all states do it, but they will provide funding for that state that does it.
Okay,
you know what the
there
red-
it is. There it is, right there. Oh,
you know
we'll
what
give you money.
Yep.
It
You know
runs
what the
back to
red flag? You know what the red flag law is, right, Blaze?
No, school me on it.
Your neighbors upstairs, they're beating up on each another. They're about in their 20s. You call the cops. He gets arrested for domestic violence. Something that hits the chart, he gets flagged on the first time he tries to make a purchase.
Right.
He gets
Right.
flagged.
Right.
That's a lot of the
Because
loopholes
if
that
he's
goes
crazy
right
enough
there.
and he's beating on his old lady for that amount of time, what makes you think that the next thing he's doing after he has a couple of shots of Kasasha, you know what I mean? And now he, instead of, punching her in the face a few times because he's a piece of shit, now he goes and he grabs the gun.
Yep.
Takes
No, he
care
has
of her
to-
that
wait
way.
a minute. Yes. And then there's also another thing they're still working out is this girlfriend boyfriend shit. And I think it talks for husband and wife. So if the husband has got a bad record, guess who's going to buy him his guns?
Right.
So they're looking for
Right.
restrictions on that. And I don't know. It's crazy. And shit, I want to raise the age now to 25. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you brought up something, Blaze. You talked about guns. But when you talk about guns, you have to be specific on what type of gun. Is it a revolver or is it an AR? Because this is what I would recommend is that 21, you can get a handgun or a pistol. At 25, you can get that AR.
I'm good with that. That's fine with me too. And once again, don't cry and complain and say it's bad, because we as a society have not trained our children or taught everybody else about gun safety, and that gun is not a toy. It's not something you play with. So guess what? We lose our toys.
Agree.
We get punished. We
I
got to
think
go to
we're
the
in
corner.
agreement
So,
with that.
Yes,
21
Johnny.
for a handgun, 25 for a rifle.
but the other thing too is you need to clear up the laws on what is a handgun and what is an AR or semi-automatic, because
Yes,
those
sir.
laws are absolutely stupid. There, you go on the internet and search about what constitutes a handgun in Texas, and oh my gosh, if it has this kind of grip, it is. If it's not this kind of grip, it's not. But it's the same damn gun. It's the same 9mm or same 45. You just change the handle on it, and all of a sudden it becomes something different. It's stupid. So I would say those got to change too. You got to be clear,
Agreed.
concise at the federal level. Say, hey, this is what you're gonna do.
Agree. Let's
No.
let's take a listen to our boy.
He's not my boy.
No, I'm serious. I hope he's okay. Fell off a bicycle. I make this pledge to you today. I will never, ever ride a bicycle.
That was Donald Trump there having a laugh at Biden's expense and vowing to his supporters he will never ride a bicycle. The former president took to the stage speaking in Memphis, Tennessee for one of his American Freedom Tour events. His comment, which received plenty of laughs, was in reference to the fact that his successor, President Joe Biden, fell off his bike over the weekend in Delaware. Donald Trump also took the opportunity to take multiple swipes at Biden, labeling him the worst president the United States has ever seen.
Just 17 months, Joe Biden and the radical left have turned calm into chaos, prosperity into poverty, and security into a total catastrophe. And under this leadership, our country is being destroyed. Joe Biden is the worst president in the history of our country. He is now
So the guy can't climb up to upstairs to go into an airplane. He can't control a bicycle. What are we looking at here? Nobody?
No, we're looking at someone that's maybe we should really think about. Do we want him in office for 4 more years? That's what I'm looking at. I'm just really looking at. I mean, he's gone back and forth so many times, and we kind of knew it when he was going through, running for president. The wish-washy go back and forth, and he can't remember nothing. We knew it was going to happen, and we voted him into office anyway. So that's my fix for it is we got to just pan out the next 2 years and get somebody else in. But I don't think it'll be Trump, because I think in the next 2 years, he will get indicted. And there will be somebody out there looking to make a name for themselves, and they will indict Trump. And whether he gets a guilty plea or not might not be what he wants. But if he can show what he wants to show to get promoted and move up the ranks, there'll be some attorney general or somebody out there is going to jump on that chance.
Okay. And why do you think that they're doing all of this, Donnie? Because they don't want him to run.
No,
Of course.
nobody wants him to run. But the thing is, Trump's business side of the presidency, we were doing great. His Twitter account and his social media account just sucked. And if he let his publicist do all that crap and stay off it, we might be better off. Because he ran it like a business, and we were actually, they talk about this might be the first year we actually have a surplus in our government. And Biden wants to take credit for it, but half of it's still from stuff Trump put in place when he was in office.
Hey, Donnie, can I add a little something,
Yeah.
please? I like Trump's policies. I can't stand the man. I think he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
You don't like his bad language. You're just one of those cats that didn't care for his Twitter feed and stuff. Come on.
Blaze,
Come
please.
on. Listen, I'll be the first one to say that the guy's put his fucking foot in his mouth 1,001 times, man. But he overlooked that.
Come on.
Overlooked that. And let's see what he was doing.
Dude, he was definitely, I think he orchestrated that January 6th.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Here we go. It was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time before this ridiculousness came up.
Blaze.
Go, Donnie.
Blaze.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm telling you, Blaze, I don't think he would orchestrated any of it, but the fact that he didn't just they could say, and I know he said, hey, we need to be peaceful. Everybody calm down, go home. But the way Trump was as a person when he speaks, when there's emphasis behind what he says and when it's just lip service. And at that moment, he was giving everybody there some lip service. And don't tell me he wasn't.
I'm not going to deny that.
No,
I'm not going to deny that. No way.
He gave him lip service.
Okay.
So I'm telling you, if they dig up anything worth a darn, they're going to try to stick that to Trump too. That's why I say he can't be the president of the United States. I'm telling you right now, his demeanor as a person, and I agree with Demas a little bit, narcissist, it's all about me. He's just some spoiled brat that's pretty much gotten his way a lot of life. And sometimes the way he takes his approach, especially with Middle Eastern and Asian countries, he disrespects them. They don't like him, and it's bad, man, because he's so brash. He can't sit down and just be calm. So
maybe, you know what? Maybe he's learned something his first 4 years. Maybe he's learned something.
His business policies are awesome.
Okay?
So just copy his business policies, be a little less. You know what I mean?
All right. Listen, and I want to stick with this. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of the rabbit hole. Okay. And we'll be right back in exactly 3 minutes because I want to stay with this. Okay, because I'm just flat out. Listen, I agree. I've sat with my wife many a nights listening to this. If you call him a buffoon, whatever you want to call him, the guy said some stupid shit. Okay, but for me, I'm putting that shit aside. Okay, because gas wasn't the way it is now. Nothing was the way it was now. All they, except for the Democrats throwing the race card out, and making him to be Hitler and a racist and everything. And the guy done more stuff for the black communities than any president ever. Stick around for more of the Rabbit Hole with yours truly, Blaze Man, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie. Donnie, fix that shit while we're on break, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole. And I'd like to just whip up this brief video real quick before we continue our discussion on gun control, school shootings, all the crazy stuff that's going out there. So, and we got a little bit of something over here for love the new setup. Everything is so clear, looking awesome. Thank you, Miss Tammy. Thank you, Miss Tammy, very much for that.
Oh, that's cool as shit, man. I mean, that's cool as roses, okay? Come on, guys. Let's get fired up.
Let's take a little peek here.
I thought we were talking about why Trump was not a good president.
Yeah, we're doing both. We're going back and forth, bro. Stay with me.
So we're hearing this morning from a mother who ran inside the school in Uvalde, Texas to protect her kids. She says that police held her back and handcuffed her as the shooting unfolded. Lilia Luciano has the exclusive interview. Lilia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Anne Marie and Vlad. You know, I met with Angeli Gomez yesterday in a field nearby. She's a farm worker. She was telling me that her kids, on the morning of the shooting, had both graduation ceremonies or ceremony at school. She showed up there, but she didn't want to take photos with them. She told me she was embarrassed because she had come straight from work. She was working early that morning, and she was dusty from the field, but her kids told her, Mom, we want to take this photo. She says, you know, I'm so glad I took that photo because it could have been the last one, and it was for many of the parents who lost their children who had been there. Like many parents, after that, she left, she went back to work, back to the field. And within 10 minutes, she received a frantic call from her mom telling her that there was a shooting at the school. So she got in her car and she sped at about 100 miles an hour, she told me, until she finally got here. And this is what she told me after.
Right away, as I parked, U.S. Marshal started coming toward my car saying that I wasn't allowed to be parked there. And he said, well, we're going to have to arrest you because you're being very uncooperative. I said, well, you're going to have to arrest me because I'm going in there, and I'm telling you right now, I don't see none of y'all in there. Y'all are standing with snipers, and y'all are far away. If y'all don't go in there, I'm going in there. He immediately put me in cuffs.
She says after Uvalde police officers told marshals to uncuff Gomez, she ran towards the school.
As soon as they uncuffed me, I jumped that first gate fence, and once I jumped it, I went to my son's class, and I knocked on the door, and I remember the teacher saying, I'm like, hey, they're already bulge cutting the fence to get me. She's like, you think we have time to get out? I said, y'all have time. I'm going to run for my other son.
Once she was assured her son was okay, Gomez ran to get her other child, encountering more officers who tried to stop her.
So I start yelling, and I'm being uncooperative, and I'm like, well, y'all aren't doing what are y'all doing? Y'all ain't doing y'all need to be in here. Give me your vest. Somebody give me a vest, something. I started paying attention to how far the shots were being, so that I knew the shooter was all the way still by my first son's class. So when I went to my second son's door, the teacher didn't want to open the door for me. So that's when they started escorting me out. And as I see that they're opening my son's door, I go run for my son and I get him.
With both of her kids out safe, Gomez still can't shake the thought of those who didn't make it. While you were in school, did you see officers
there was
inside
not
the
one
school?
Officer inside the school when I ran to my second son's class. There's not one officer.
You were hearing gunshots, so you knew
I could hear the gunshots. It was still active. The gunshots were still active. They were not in there. There was no one in there. If anything, when I pulled up, my car was closer than where the snipers and everybody that was laying on the ground were.
When you heard that it took law enforcement 5 minutes before they went in and stopped the shooter, what was your thinking, having been inside the school yourself?
I don't know. I was just thinking that they could have saved many more lives. They could have gone into that class. Maybe 2 or 3 would have been gone, but they could have saved the whole class. They could have done something. Gone through the window, sniped them through the window. Something, nothing was, and if anything, they were being more aggressive on us parents that were willing to go in there. And like I told one of the officers, I don't need you to protect me. Get away from me. I don't need your protection. If anything, I need you to go in there with me to go protect my kids. And if anything, they were being more aggressive on us. They were more protecting on keeping us back than getting into that.
Unbelievable.
And
it's unbelievable the courage that woman had to go save her children. Okay, and not another officer went in there to help.
I gotta say, I can't see that.
Come on.
No, you know what? The officers and the marshals were doing their job. That's their job, is to control the situation and keep everybody away so they can control the environment. When you rush a scene like that, you become a liability. Liabilities on a battlefield cause somebody to get hurt or somebody to die.
It's called fratricide.
Yeah, no, it's not fratricide. It's called liabilities get you hurt or they get you killed. That's the way the game goes. That's the way it is.
Well, she was willing to die to save her children.
Right. I'm not doubting her a bit. Good thing she did what she did.
Okay.
I'm not blaming her a bit for her actions. She did everything. I would have done the same if I had the chance. Any
Okay, so your military training, you're sitting outside a situation like that. Your squad is sitting out a situation like that because from whatever I'm taught by every veteran I ever know, Every veteran I ever know, you guys run towards gunfire.
Right, but
You can't sit there and tell me that these guys weren't. Come on, man. If somebody's on a
Blaze,
horn
Blaze.
saying, okay, stand down,
Blaze.
stand down, stand down.
Blaze, the people that in that video, like I said, that woman, I'm having somebody looked after her, whatever. Glad she got to where she got to go because she probably saved a lot of people and bless her. You know what I mean? But when you want to talk about the police not doing their job, we need to understand that there was 2 sets of police to say in that position. The one set is going what's inside the circle. That's what they control. The second set, they control what goes on outside the circle, meaning they don't let stuff come in, i.e. parents and spectators who want to come and see and be nosy. No, they keep those people away. That's their job. So they were just doing their job before we go jump on them and tell them they're cowards. No, they were doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, they were doing what they were told to do.
That's their job. Don't get mad at them. That's their
Okay,
job. That's what they
then
get
explain
trained
to
do.
me.
No, and
Explain
Johnny's
to me
right.
the other officer. Explain to me the other officer that had children in the school. He went in there and got them. He went and got their kids.
He was part of
his
set
kids.
one, Demas. That person part of set
No.
one.
No, he wasn't set one.
Well,
No, he wasn't. Donnie, the one he's talking about is that was an off-duty border patrol guy. He wasn't even in
Right.
uniform.
right,
He was at the barber shop. His wife called him, and
right.
I believed I heard it his interview on the Fox channel that he knew people and he went in there to
Right.
help people and to get his kids.
Right. He knew people and he helped join the fight. I get that. I know.
That's but hey, he's not in
But
set one. He was set two. Shit, he wasn't
no,
even set two.
but
He
he
should have
knows
been
people.
stopped by two.
But
Yes.
okay,
But
Demas.
see,
But in
that's
them
not right.
situations,
So every
but you know,
parent,
Demas, don't even tell me that. Demas, we're sitting on a patrol. We sit at a checkpoint. How many times training, whatever, you knew people were coming in and you kind of were like, yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah. And how many times did you ever deny or tell somebody not get help? There's no way in hell I'm a law enforcement official. I'm in charge of that situation and I got extra law enforcement coming in to help me. I'm not telling them no. Hell yeah, I'm letting them in.
but that's not the way the civilian people
30
look
minutes.
at it. That's not
But
the way
that's
the
the way they
30
need
minutes.
to look at it. They need to know to look at it.
30 minutes.
And I'm gonna tell you why they're not looking at it. Because the inept of the officers on set one.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, that's
inept.
what they're looking at.
And you know something, I'm being nice with that term. They're a bunch of cowards, man.
I'm not
They
going to tell you no.
they
but-
should put all their badges down and
Oh,
go
30
retire
minutes.
in the sunset before. And what
Okay,
They
sure.
let
No,
they
but-
let this person shoot up the school, man. They sat there
Yeah,
30
I'm-
minutes.
the Texas DPS guy, the head honcho, his name's Colonel Stephen McGraw. He's a real bright guy, homegrown here out of El Paso, Donnie. It's pretty
Right.
cool seeing that.
Right.
But anyways,
I'm not
no,
going
he
to
was.
deny that.
Listen to me. He's thrown a lot of dirt at the Uvalde Police Department, but nobody seems to realize there was like 12 DPS officers inside that school too. Why didn't they take charge?
I don't know.
I didn't.
I'm gonna
Come
tell
on,
you
you
that.
look at your succession of rank within the law enforcement community.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't pay attention to that. But I understand your point. Somebody should have took charge on a group one. Out of set one, somebody should have took charge and did something. I'm not going to deny that. Why they didn't do what they do, I can't tell you. I'm not in the situation. I don't know. I'm not going to second guess what they
No,
did or
of
did
course
not do.
not.
'Cause I'm not
Of
there.
course not.
But what I'm saying is, when it comes to what they're saying on that video Blaze played, where they're trying to say that it's bad because they were trying to keep people out, the way the news is portraying that is totally false. That is wrong.
No,
They were
but,
doing
but
what they were
no,
supposed
I put the video up because it was to show that a civilian got in there to save their children,
well-
and it took 30 minutes for law enforcement to make a move. And by
Okay.
that time, the kid was done shooting everybody.
I can't answer for that, Blaze. It sucks. It's sad, but I can't answer
But-
for that because
but,
I don't
hey-
know what they think, what they do.
No, but going back, you made the comment. You know, you found the active shooter training online. These cops just went through active shooter training
Right.
about 2 months ago. So
Right.
that tells me they took that shit laxed. They bullshitted that training.
Yeah,
A
that
lot of
sounds like a check box.
giggles, laughs. Hey, chimichanga time right now. Let's get a burrito. You know,
Hey,
no,
plenty of
no,
Dos Equis and Modelo's. You know,
because an active shooter, I wouldn't say policy, but SOP, standard operating procedures. You run to the bullets, man. Especially, it's fact. You don't run to any bullets. You rather walk when you get hit by a bullet than run. It's quicker,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Exactly.
But
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the last segment of the Rabbit Hole with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie. And we will continue to touch bases on and settle this, hopefully once and for all. President Trump, good president, bad president, or you hated him because he was a meanie. We'll be right back in exactly 3 minutes with more of the Rabbit Hole.
I'm in now.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Rabbit Hole with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie. Thanks for sticking around for the Rabbit Hole. And don't forget to like and share us on Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube channel. And don't forget to, again, also share us on Twitch. Don't forget to go to Twitter and do the same thing on Twitter. The Rabbit Hole will be airing every Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also today's broadcast will be rebroadcast at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So if you missed any part of the show, or if you want to tell a family member to come and check out today's show, whatever the situation may be, this broadcast will be re-aired and pre-recorded at 11 p.m. And I want to get back to Donnie. Why did you hate President Trump so much?
Because of his demeanor and the way he acted towards people, just brash, loudmouth. You're the face of the nation, man. You're gonna go when they talk about America in some places, that's what they see is your face, man. And the first impression or the way they think about you when you're talking global global standards and trying to be a global network, that makes a difference, man. And it makes a big difference when we're trying to make policy and do business at a global level. When you walk into places and they feel disrespected, they're not going to do business with you. That hurts the American people. The little guy that wants a job, guess what? I might not be getting a job because my job or whatever it was I was producing, Trump just pissed them off and they don't want to do business with us now.
So you would have been skeptical and maybe against General Patton in World War II because General Patton was the exact same way.
No, I wouldn't have been skeptical with General Patton.
Yes. Oh, yes, he was.
But he was
He
was under command, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he was. No, his mouth wasn't under command.
No.
Blaze.
His mouth wasn't under. All right, so that's what we're talking about. The difference there.
Hey, Blaze, and I just
brilliant general.
No.
Brilliant general, and people wanted him out of his position because of the way he spoke.
Now, let's not go to General Patton. Let's stay to Donald Trump.
D, how can you say let's not go to General Patton when exactly what I'm saying makes 100% sense?
No, because
how do you
Trump,
no?
You can't put Trump and him on the same scale, man.
How can you not? We're talking about the person's attitude in their mouth and the way that they're upsetting people and making people upset. That's what we're talking about.
Well, that's what you want a general to do to the opposing army of the general.
Okay.
You know, that's what you. But
no, it was the way he spoke about his troops.
Please,
the guy slapped the fucking soldier.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Now listen to me, Blake.
You couldn't do something like that today. Couldn't do something like that today.
The only problem Donald Trump had,
I think you're just missing the point.
No, listen to me, man. And it's gonna caveat what Donnie's been saying. He ran this country as a business, but he ran it as his.
Good job.
No, listen to me. He ran it as
I'm
his.
telling you.
No, because you got to get the point. He ran it as his. He didn't ran it as the people's company.
Well, you live and learn, right? So the next 4 years, he should really have all of that shit under his belt. Know what to do and what not to say.
You think he would change?
Yeah.
I think the Republican Party has got a lot of candidates ready.
He would try not to hurt so many people's feelings.
Man,
I said it a million times. You're acting like I've never said it. That he put his foot in his mouth 1,001 times, and some of the shit he said he was a buffoon about.
Right.
But we weren't in the fucking shit that we're in right now.
But you see, he talked that way because he ran his business, not our business. He wanted to run it the way he thought it. No, he ran it the way
I think he was for the. I think he ran it for what the American people wanted him to do.
I'm not doubting what he didn't do it for what we wanted him to do. We're talking about the method and the message, the way he took the message to other leaders of other foreign countries. You're talking about General Patton in a military setting that has nothing to do with. That's orange and apples, Blaze. You're talking about the president.
No, it's not orange and apples, Donnie.
Yes, it is, Blaze. Yes, it is, because there's two situations. No. It's different atmospheres. There's different outcomes. So it's different.
It got political. It got political towards the end, Donnie. Why do you think that they put him out?
All generals.
Why do you think they took him out of that?
All the generals get put political towards the end, and it still happens in the military today, where senior leaders get to a point. And they get mouthy with the wrong person.
That.
Guess what?
And he wasn't for that. He wasn't for that.
But
he wasn't for that. All I'm talking about the demeanor of the person.
And that's what I'm talking about, Blaze. That's what I'm talking about. You got somebody who's doing an absolute job for his country, and people don't want him to be there no more because he says mean things. No, Blaze. It's the ripple effects of what goes on when he's in office that they don't want. And it's what we're talking about. They don't want a president that's going to go to South Korea or China or Saudi Arabia or any other Middle Eastern country and, you know, not walk with them side by side, or he's going to go over there and act like he's better than them. And he's going to insult them with the way they do. Like he couldn't grasp his mind about sitting down, you know, taking his shoes off, sitting down and having tea when he was in an Arab nation. He couldn't do that.
Right. That's
That
what I'm
is a
talking about the buffoon.
But
I'm
that's
talking. That's what I'm
about.
talking about. But you don't think he's learned his lesson? You don't think if he tries for another 4 years, you think he's going to just be arrogant like that again?
That is him. That is Donald Trump. He's been that way his whole life. He is a narcissist, just like Demas said. He's been that way his whole life. It ain't going to change.
But that aside,
look,
he wasn't doing good.
He was doing good, and his policies were doing good. But Blaze, let's talk about what else will go on when he's in office again. Not a damn thing. Because every Democrat will do exactly what they did the last time he was in office. They'll chime about and investigate all kinds of bullshit to try to impeach him.
Not if we take the House in November.
No, it will be the same way. It will be the same way. They won't win. They won't get anywhere. But the rhetoric will be 4 more years of that crap. And we'll get absolutely nothing done in either house or any kind of judicial type stuff that can benefit our nation or benefit our economy. They're not going to be in their offices debating about it. They're going to be debating about whether or not to impeach Trump. That's all they'll talk about.
Mr. D.
And just what Donnie said about to impeach Trump. Yeah, I think they're gonna prove something on this January 6th committee, and it's not gonna. It's Donald.
Oh, come on! This
me.
is driving me fucking nuts already. Go ahead, I'm listening to you.
This was Donald Trump's political obituary, January 6th. Because Donnie, listen to me.
He didn't fucking do anything, man.
Bullshit. When Trump was in the Oval Office, when Trump was in the Oval Office, he looked at his watch. I don't say he gave the command, but he knew what time they were going to bust. Okay, they're walking towards the Capitol. Okay, they're busting the gates. He knew it. He fucking knew it.
Bro, they were fucking sending in buses. Okay, fucking sending in buses for fucking George Soros and all these other fucking crankheads that fucking come on. You're not gonna fucking tell me otherwise.
Nope.
You're not gonna tell me otherwise.
We don't have time,
okay? Because on next Thursday's show, I'll be 110% prepared, and I'll show you all the back fucking videos. Okay, of all these videos that got taken down from YouTube and every other fucking platform that's out there. Okay, are these buses being pulled in? You know what I mean? Because they got these people that just throw a fucking Trump hat on them, make America great again, and a sign, and then you got a bunch of assholes out there that just start. It's easy to start a riot when you know that honest people are a little bit pissed off too. You're not going to tell me that otherwise, man. Okay, you're not going to tell me that something like that couldn't be planned. We've talked about this umpteen times about the riots and everything else, about trucks pulling up and dropping off bricks and boards and everything, and there's no construction sites going around for miles. Okay, so you're not going to sit there and you're not going to tell me that something like that cannot have been orchestrated by somebody, because it absolutely could.
We're not going to deny that, but who orchestrated it? You can't prove anything, so you can sit there and say it all day.
But you can. There's video. There's umpteen. You find it. You do the research. You can see it.
Okay, and I'll tell you what's going to happen. Somewhere, somebody's going to try to tie that to Trump. They're going to try to tie that to Trump, and that's what they're going to go and persecute him on.
Yep.
If they find one truck, and somehow they relate a rental bill, or they had contact 20 years ago in some meeting or some crap, or the guy visited a Trump establishment 20 years ago, they're going to use that as the basis to tie them together. And yeah, that's what they'll use to try to get Trump in.
I think it's a waste of taxpayers' money, quite frankly, and I'm tired of it because it fucks with one of my shows in the afternoon, and I'm sick of it.
Right. Okay, that's great. A lot of people are sick of it, Blaze, but understand this. The people that went in there and they actually went in and broke the door and pushed their way through, and they
let them in.
What?
They let them in.
I know, whatever.
Just that one section of the door that they had barricaded.
Right, whatever.
There's video out there where you're seeing the guards escorting people in.
Okay, whatever. But the people that destroyed stuff and tore stuff up, I have no love. I have no mercy for you. You need to get everything the law's going to give you, because you talk all that junk about protest everywhere else. And the ACLU and NAACP, they talk about they quick to jump on how that's all, the January 6th stuff. But when you're talking about other riots that occur out in Portland and everywhere else, it's the same thing. Everybody can peacefully protest. That's the key word, peacefully. But when you start throwing shit and tearing shit up, well, then you just broke the law. So everybody should be punished the same. So yeah,
D?
No, I got a prediction here.
What's that?
What's that new Trump Twitter thing? Is it called Social?
Truth or something? Truth Social or some crap like that?
That'll be bankrupt within 2 to 3 years.
Why do you say? Why do you say? Why? Because he put it up there?
No, because Elon Musk, I think he's almost done buying Twitter. He is not going to let Trump beat him in this one. Trust me. This is
one of the reasons why Elon Musk is doing what he's doing is because of that shit.
Yes, and Musk is going to open.
Not to get rid of Trump's social media thing. The reason why Elon Musk is buying Twitter is to get rid of all of that shit where they're deleting conservatives and all of that stuff like that. So I don't know what you're getting at.
Money.
There.
That's what I'm getting at. Straight up money.
Everything revolves around
and
money, bro. That's just easy. That's a cop out.
Hear me out. If you think social is going to last more than 5 years, I'll not smoke that stuff with you, Blaze.
Listen, I don't know what it's going to do.
No, man.
Or how it's going to do. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say about that. But
no,
what I do want to go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah. No,
okay,
let's get back to what
30 seconds, Donnie. 30 seconds.
Trump is not good for this country again. It's not good for between the political level, the social level, where everybody's fighting and holding flags. It's not good for this country. His policies are good. Him as a president in general and as a whole, not good. We don't need it.
D, 30 seconds.
I totally concur with Donald. We have plenty of
that's easy.
Republican contenders. Governor DeSantis from Florida. Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina. We got more. Governor Greg Abbott.
I think DeSantis, in my opinion, has a better shot.
But and then you got your females. Who is that one? United Nations. And what's great?
Okay, yeah, I forget her name. Yeah,
Nikki Haley. She's in there, and let's not forget Mike Pence. Don't be surprised if he drops a line in. And the last one I have is Mike Pompeo.
Now go with the guy with Florida. I can give a shit about the rest of them you made. Donnie,
what?
Who do you feel?
The guy from Florida, DeSantis. Someone
in general, who do you think can be the Republican candidate?
DeSantis out of Florida. Someone just wisely told me he's just another Trump without the baggage.
You think so?
Yep, that's what that person said. I was like,
well, I agree. I agree with that.
Something? Yeah, because I seen a press conference with him, and it was about the don't say gay bill, and he had some kids behind him, or was COVID something. And they were wearing masks. And before he goes up to the podium, he's like, take them off, guys. We don't have to wear them in. Yeah, that's a Trump.
Yeah, I have to cut that off.
Trump puppet.
So with that being said, guys, always a pleasure. Can't wait to get back to business next Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here with the Rabbit Hole. I'd like to thank each and every one of you that tuned in to watch us tonight. And don't forget that this program will be rerun tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all 4 platforms: YouTube, FFN Radio Network on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed part of the show or you just joined us for the last half hour and you got intrigued and you Want to hear more? Again, this show will re-air tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, again on YouTube, FFN Radio Network on Facebook, FFNRadioInternational.com on Twitter, and FFNRadioInternational.com. That's our website, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to send us an email, if you got a topic that you might want us to talk about on our next couple of shows, or if you want to be a guest on our show, send us an email. That information is right on our screen right now. Send us an email and tell us why you want to maybe come on the show. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. We do promise you, most of us lean towards conservative, but we do promise you, and you have the word of Blazeman Media and FFN Network, that we're not going to scream at you, we're not going to yell at you, we're not going to do none of that stuff. We're going to give you your platform. We're going to let you say what's on your mind. So again, if you got any ideas for the show, or you want to appear as a guest on a show, again, our email is right there on your screen. Okay, and don't forget to check out The Rabbit Hole next Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie. Okay, and don't forget to check out next Tuesday, the Blazeman and Miss Tammy show is coming back to your airways, ladies and gentlemen. And my wife and I will be right there. Hope to see you all on the Blazeman Media and FFN Network. Peace and love to each and every one. D, 10 seconds.
Peace and love to everyone. Thanks, Donnie. Thanks, Blaze. I enjoyed it.
Donnie, 10 seconds, brother.
Appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. Hope to see you next week. And thanks, man. Glad to be back here talking trash and doing our thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Good night, everybody.